Well, I guess I'll just open up an old save. What? I forgot to save? I always forget to save!
What if I told you that Smosh is darker than you thought it was? If you were on YouTube in the early 2010s, you would have seen at least one Smosh video. They were the perfect comedic sketches for young preteens like me. They were juvenile, weird, but it wasn't too much where it just became really embarrassing. They dominated YouTube until the age of Let's Plays. And now we have Mr. Beast content and lazy video essays. It's only downhill from here. But have you ever been curious about the logic of this world? In Smosh, at least the original Smosh, we follow two best friends, Ian and Anthony, as we see them go through wacky adventures and scenarios in each video. But unknown to us, Ian and Anthony have been telling a secret story. A story that has been right in front of our faces. A fact of this world. And that is, Smosh has a multiverse. At least, the Smosh with Ian and Anthony. I don't know about the stuff with the other guys. All I know that there's this character called The Chosen, and that everyone loves Shane.
Leon, where are you? I'm gonna get you.
Oh no! A 9'6" tall vampire lady. I hope she doesn't find me here in my hiding spot. I hope she doesn't find me and peg the shit out of me.
Now, you may not believe it at first, and that's okay, because right after watching all the way to the end of the video, you may think otherwise. This is the Smosh Multiverse Theory. There's a lot of skits involving Ian and Anthony going through various scenarios. However, there are many skits where it's impossible to continue on from. In the video Magic Keyboard, as Anthony tries to get away from a girl voiced by Ian, he accidentally deletes the entire world, and since he forgot to save, he's unable to return the world back to the way it was. However, when we go to the next video, everything is back to normal, as if nothing happened. Or, whenever we see their series, If Blank Was Real, they always jump in different scenarios where the subject they're talking about was real. Now, it's easy to wave off these scenarios as just the characters Ian and Anthony thinking what it would be like if the subject was real. If it weren't for the fact that in each and every one of these videos, the video ends with the subject that started the video becoming real.
Commander Shepard, we have to act fast. The Reapers are coming. What should we do?
We'll bang, okay?
Oh,
We'll bang, okay?
what?
We'll bang, okay?
No, I don't want to bang, okay?
Here's what I propose. In each of these scenarios, we are actually seeing situations from different universes, similar to Tom Scott's Parallel Universe series.
Meanwhile, in a parallel universe where thinking about breasts makes your head heavy.
And the reason why we continue seeing the videos back to normal, despite Anthony deleting the universe with the keyboard, is because that is just one universe. That universe is gone. Anthony deleted everything. We haven't seen the continuation of that universe since. We are just seeing the other universes where Anthony never got a hold of that keyboard. But a lot of you might be scoffing at me. I mean, it's a skit series. There's no form of continuity in any way. And well, to that I say, fuck you. I mean, that's where you're wrong. In one of the older Smosh videos, they encounter a teleporting fat guy.
Well, I'm the teleporting fat guy.
10 years after the release of that video, Ian and Anthony wanted to go into the future. And who do they ask for help?
Teleporting fat guy.
That's right, teleporting fat guy. Or what about this? In Gamer Gets Trolled, the annoying gamer is given Wii Sports to play with, where he's able to shoot a gun in a tennis match. Couple of videos later, in the Nintendo Games Are Insane video, that same shooter tennis court gameplay is showcased. If that's not enough, what about the constant reappearance of Sergeant Anus?
Stop right there! Stop right there, virgin! Stop right there, pervert!
Ian and Anthony's Smosh universe does have a continuity, so don't tell me otherwise, you fat, limp dick piece of shit! I'm sorry. And that's not all. Remember teleporting fat guy? What if I told you he proves the existence of the multiverse in Smosh, but not this teleporting fat guy? Within Smosh defunct cartoon channel, Shut Up Cartoons, they have a teleporting fat guy series where we follow a version of fat guy. Of course, this isn't our fat guy because this is some pathetic simp, and our fat guy is a pervert.
Alright, guys, let's do this. Touch my bits. It's the only way we can teleport through time together. No. Underneath my armpits. Yeah, okay. Perfect.
In this cartoon, at season 3 of the series, we see him having to fight different versions of himself throughout the multiverse, proving the existence of the multiverse. And some of you might think that the cartoon is its own continuity, and you would be right if it weren't for this scene.
10 minutes late.
This bus is always late, man. What'd you expect?
In the beginning of season 2's episode 1, we see this version of Fat Guy literally interact with our Ian and Anthony. Damn exactly, in the original Fat Guy skit. This cartoon is canon to the Smosh series, and so is the multiverse. The multiverse theory explains so much confusing elements of Smosh, and it especially explains one of its most confusing series, Food Battle. In most food battles, the video ends with one of the players being eliminated, with the one left standing being declared the winner. The next time we see a food battle, we usually see the eliminated player come back to life. This means throughout the rest of the year, either Ian or Anthony is dead until the upcoming food battle. Now, how does this make sense if there are sketches between food battles showing both Ian and Anthony alive? Because food battle takes place in its own universe, away from the continuity of the rest of the skits. So there you have it, the Smosh series has a multiverse, acting in a similar way to Rick and Morty or Tom Scott's Multiverse series. It explains a lot of the plot holes and weird logic the series has. It's a pretty simple theory at this point. A fun idea to think about while rewatching these older Smosh videos. But that's not where this theory ends, folks, because there's something weird going on in these universes, and that is all the deaths. In a lot of these videos or universes, it ends with either one of the two of the guys dead, or a lot of other people dead. It's a weird common occurrence in these videos. Like, why does this keep happening? And I thought about this really far-fetched idea. That seems too crazy to be real. And yet it makes sense. The multiverse is trying to kill them. The multiverse, using stuff like robot friends or haunted easy-bake ovens, are trying to kill them off. It will make sense as to how these two characters find themselves in these odd situations. But why? Why kill Ian and Anthony? Because anytime these two guys are together, they cause chaos. When a zombie apocalypse happened, they became zombies together and terrorized people. When Ian grabbed a hold of the Death Note, he started killing people. Then Anthony tricked Ian. From magic keyboards to magic iPods, any form of power they come across, they start abusing it, regardless of who they hurt around them. Them together across the multiverse is a threat to not just to each other, but to literally everyone. For every universe just able to kill off Ian and Anthony, there is another universe where it's too late and the two of them already caused havoc. They are power scalar's worst nightmare. Ian and Anthony are a force of chaos unlike the multiverse has ever seen, and they are forever stuck in a war with the multiverse. But then, something happened. Something unexpected, both in this universe and in real life. Anthony and Ian get separated. After Anthony left the channel, Ian was left with these guys, and the universe seems to stabilize itself. While yes, Ian still experiences some oddness without Anthony.
Oh, hey guys. I'm reading this thing about Jeffrey Dahmer. Did you know that he would take popsicle stick and
It was nowhere near as extreme as when he was with Anthony. Perhaps the videos we see without Anthony is what happens when Anthony doesn't exist in a universe. With only Ian, the multiverse is safe. Hey, sub to the channel. Yeah, sub to the channel. Please sub to the channel. It would be really cool if you did. Yippee! Woo! Yeah! Whoa! Theories! Yay! Sure, Smosh videos aren't as good as they used to be, but it's either that or the multiverse gets destroyed. And that's the end of the Smosh theory. A bittersweet ending, I guess. See you guys later when I talk about Fred. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Smosh came back? Oh no. Anthony returns to Smosh, and what's interesting is that this unanswered video is canon to the multiverse, since it ends with Anthony and Ian being pestered by Ian's mom, a key character within this multiverse. However, during this interaction, there's something that really bothered me. Ian's mom said this about Anthony?
Well, hi, Anthony. I love your I Spend the Day with series. Spend the day with series.
Meaning, the skips we've seen with only Ian aren't just universes where Anthony never existed. They are universes where Anthony left Smosh to do his own thing. Likely, this scenario is a constant across the multiverse, where in all universes with Ian and Anthony left the channel, then came back. With them separated, they live a relatively peaceful life, with Ian controlling Smosh and Anthony doing his interview thing. However, as soon as Anthony came back, the chaos returned. In their first video after reuniting, Ian and Anthony accidentally summons a demon that kills Ethan Nestor. In the following video, both Ian and Anthony dies from crack.
Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the fuck?
We are literally two videos in, and they're already causing problems. With them back together, the chaos continues across the multiverse. However, something weird happens. In Food Battle 2023, the video ends with Ian killing Anthony, which is par for the course. One of them dying is normal in this universe, and in the next video, we'll be jumping into another universe. But that's not what happened. We don't hop onto another universe. We continue from that video as we see Anthony dead, with the video having Ian controlling Anthony like a puppet. And what's strange is that in the video after that, Anthony dying is still part of the story.
You know, ever since Anthony died, everyone just keeps trying to hook me up with their friends, and I just want to be left alone to grieve. I think after this, I'm gonna be pretty undateable.
Of course, eventually Anthony comes back, but it's never really explained how. And it's so weird since they made such an emphasis on Anthony's death. Unlike other times where one or two of them die, and then we just hop onto another universe. I can't help but be bothered by it. Why else would they show Anthony's death so much? And if they were going to make such an emphasis on Anthony's death, why not have an arc of him being revived, but he just comes back a few videos later? What could it mean? And that's when I realized, what if the multiverse won? Now, I will admit, this is a far-fetched idea in a series of far-fetched ideas. But one of the reasons why we're only seeing the food battle universe is because that is one of the few universes left. The other universes have either been destroyed by Ian and Anthony, or the multiverse have destroyed them. This is one of the last universes available. Some of you may say that the multiverse is infinite, but we don't know how the multiverse works in Smosh. Maybe the entire Smosh channel records the universes where Ian and Anthony exist. Kinda like how in Rick and Morty, Rick doesn't exist in every multiverse, with the Ricks shutting themselves off from the rest of the multiverse where they don't exist. And the food battle timeline is one of the few left preserved. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Food battles only happen once every year, and the rest of the year, either one of the two contestants are dead, or the two are separated. That way, the chaos they cause together are very limited, causing little issues to their universe. The multiverse deemed the food battle universe to be the safest universe, making it one of the few universes remaining. And also, the Pokemon universe for some reason.
You simply lack the gravitas required to instill fear into our foes.
And you lack a brain, nitwit.
I know you are, but what am I?
A purple-haired goober.
Oh yeah? What else?
Pea-brained. Ignoramus.
Oh, I could never ignore Uranus. Say it again.
Pea-brained. Ignoramus.
Good girl.
I guess because nothing that crazy really happens in that dimension. But here's the problem. Anthony does come back. He comes back after a few videos, and the fact he died is never brought up again. In the food battle universe, both Ian and Anthony can just come back to life however they wanted, but they usually do it when they're about to do a food battle. But Anthony came back way earlier, so what's that about? Well, what if I told you that this isn't Anthony? This is a clone. From the video, My Dead Friend, we see Ian misses Anthony so much that he tried bringing him back to life by controlling his body. But what if he found another way to bring Anthony back? In Food Battle 2016, one of the challenges was using the respective foods to become a clone. And while Ian's was able to make an almost perfect copy of a clone of himself, Anthony's vegan donut created this creature. Likely because the donut is vegan. And in the end of the video, we see Ian and Anthony throw away the donuts, declaring food battle to be over. And we see here, the one on the right is Ian's donut, since it gets thrown first and was the first one to hit the ground. Well, what if I told you that in the end of the video, that same donut was picked up by someone off screen? The same donut capable of making a clone out of someone. I believe that this hand belongs to Ian, and he came back to pick this up, perhaps preparing for the next food battle. But after Anthony's death, he uses this donut to make a clone out of Anthony, allowing him to come back for the videos. Meanwhile, Ian is still waiting for the real Anthony to come back in the next food battle. Or Ian just used any pink sprinkled donuts to clone Anthony. But I think it's funny to think that he uses the same sprinkled donut from the 2016 video. It just loops back around nicely. And there you have it. That's my Smosh theory. If you watch all the way till the end, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun making this video, so I hope you also had fun. Usually this will be the point where I recommend other videos of mine you might enjoy, but I don't know if there's much overlap between Smosh fans and people who like glitch shows. But you can check out my theories on some glitch shows if you wish. In the meantime, subscribe and stay tuned for more content. I wasn't joking about the Fred video. I really want to make a theory on that, but right now, you'll just have to wait.